Got all the milk taken care of. I actually spilled one of them. Those bottles, those little jars that I put it in, one fell out of the freezer. I had just put it in there and it slipped out. It was actually in a secure spot. All the milk went all over the floor, but the jar didn't break. And the lid was screwed on and it somehow came off anyways. I wonder how that happened. Oh, he plowed out. I probably should have came up here with the shovel and done this before going out. I think he did this just in the last half hour or so. I kind of wished he wouldn't come over here and do this. I don't want him to hit my mailbox. I can't get out. I don't know if it's the road or if it's the... Where am I spinning at? Okay, let's see if I get out. There we go. If he hits my mailbox, will he replace it? That's the thing. I wouldn't mind people doing things for me if I really needed it, like if I was sick or something, but I really don't want people doing stuff if I'm able-bodied and can do it myself. There may come a day when I need the help. But I can do a better job myself, I guess, when I shovel myself. Back in 2002 or somewhere around there when they were fighting in Ukraine, I think it was $109 billion. Europe they seized the money. It was Russian money and they seized it. And they used it to fund a year of the Ukraine war, or maybe some of it's still there. But it only lasted them about a year. They used probably all of it up by now. If they used it, I don't know. But it's enough to fund the war for a year. Instead of taxing the people or whatever, which they probably didn't really want to pay, this was some easy money to grab. Well, it blew up in their face because now Russia took and nationalized all the Western companies in Russia, everything that they had, and there was a lot of stuff. There were oil companies in Russia that were working with Russia to drill Russian oil. We're not going to be able to get out in time for that car to come. It's too slippery. Maybe it's not such a good day to go out. We'll let him go because it might take a while to get out. But they nationalized everything. I think some of it was the big oil companies. Russia took it and they gave it to the Chinese. They sold it to the Chinese companies. And so all the customers, all the facilities, all that work for these big oil companies, or big Western oil companies, familiar names, they took all that. And I don't blame them one bit for doing it. I mean, I don't know why they didn't do this earlier. Maybe they were hoping for a peaceful settlement and they could leave things, but they finally did it. And they nationalized it, basically. They took everything. I think they figured, well, if you're going to pull that shit on us, we'll take what you got over here. And I think they took more than what they lost in Europe. And they sold it to the Chinese real cheap. I think they took money from the Chinese, but they didn't get what it was worth, maybe. I don't know. They sold it cheap. They got a good deal. The Chinese got a good deal. They got all the work that these companies had done to build these facilities. And they got all their employees, all the training they had, which are probably hired Russians. It's probably mostly hired Russians there. Everything in Russia was nationalized. It was owned by Western Europe. I don't know if American companies were involved, but there were some names that are familiar in America. I don't want to mention the company names because I don't know if I remember them right, but they were familiar names. They took them. They were companies that are on the Western stock market. So they said that they lost all that value. That these companies lost that value. They're not going to get it back. It's gone. It was expropriated or whatever. It's taken. Russia took it. They nationalized it. They did that. I don't know when they did that, what the date was, but that's what I heard. I mean, they should have done that a long time ago, maybe, eh? But silver's up 7%. It's up a little more than it was when I left earlier. I don't know if we should turn the lights on. But I wonder if they're going to have bioterrorism, and they're just going to say it's a epidemic or a pandemic or something this year. I think this year, this 2026 that's coming up, we're still in 2025. I wonder if it's going to be have bioterrorism. Maybe that's what 2020 was. I think that was an accident. But they were building something in that Wuhan lab that was definitely not for peaceful. That was not there was no reason to build something like that other than for war. And somehow I think we were involved in that, in helping them. I don't know how that could be. I think maybe our government's in with the enemy, or it was. I don't think Trump is in on it. But alien disclosure, could that happen? There are aliens. There's people from other planets, and they're not devils. They're just other beings, just like you and I. They're smarter than we are. They have technology that we don't have. And they're out there. And I don't think they're all bad. I think most of them are good, because if they were bad, they would be eating us. We'd be a big pig roast for them. They would have finished us off by now. We wouldn't be driving around, going wherever we want. There's friendly aliens out there. There's probably some bad ones too, but there can't be that many. There are bad ones, but there's good ones too. There's good aliens. And there's eventually going to come a day when it's revealed that they're there. There's going to come a day when that's revealed in public. When it's either so obvious that they're there, or that they reveal themselves or something, or that the government reveals that they exist, or there's going to be some kind of a revelation event someday. I'm not saying it's going to be in 2026, but I think as time goes by, it's going to just be more evident that they exist. There'll be different things that'll happen. Russia already has said in public that these things exist. There was already a statement in Russia made, and people probably thought the guy left the mic on, but he didn't. I think it was done on purpose. I think we can park right here. So yeah, it's known that this stuff exists, and there's been some talk in our government too, discussing aliens and these craft. And they're not balloons, and they're not devils or anything like that. They're people in crafts, in ships. And they're not in airplanes or blimps or whatever. They're in stuff that we didn't have anything to do with. Yeah, he's going to try to back out, eh?